Let me ask you something real quick, and I need you to be honest with yourself right now. Have you ever been lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, and something in your gut is just off? Like you're giving this woman everything, your time, your energy, your money, your loyalty. And yet somehow, no matter what you do, it never feels like enough? You start making excuses for her. She's just busy. She's going through a lot. Maybe I'm tripping. Bro, I'm here to tell you, you're not tripping. Your gut isn't lying to you. Your emotions are just getting in the way of the truth. And the truth is this: some women aren't staying because they love you. They're staying because you're useful to them. And when that's the case, her behavior follows a script. A very specific, very predictable script. Today I'm going to break down 7 things women consistently do when they're using a man. These aren't theories. These aren't bitter assumptions. These are behavioral patterns that show up again and again in real relationships when only one person is emotionally invested. And if you recognize even 3 or 4 of these in your situation right now, it's time to stop lying to yourself and start seeing things clearly. So lock in, because this one might just change how you move forever. Number 1. She avoids one-on-one time with you. And I need you to pay close attention here because this is one of the earliest signs that most men completely sleep on. See, when a woman is genuinely into you, like really into you, she wants you all to herself. She's looking for those quiet, intimate moments where it's just the two of you. The conversation gets deep, the eye contact hits different, and the energy between you two starts to build. That's what attraction feels like. But when a woman is using you, every single time you try to create that space, she fills it with other people. You ask her to grab dinner. Suddenly her whole friend group is coming. You suggest a chill night out. Oh, her coworker just happens to be free. You plan something personal and low-key. Somehow it turns into a whole group function. And at first you tell yourself, she's just social, she loves people, no big deal. But watch the pattern, bro, because this isn't about being social. This is psychological distancing. By keeping other people around, she never has to answer the hard questions. She never has to get close. She never has to be emotionally honest with you. She gets to enjoy your presence, your generosity, your attention, without ever having to deepen the relationship. A woman who genuinely wants you will manufacture reasons to be alone with you. She'll kick people out of plans if she has to. But a woman who's using you will quietly make sure you two never get too close. So ask yourself this: are you actually dating her, or are you just funding her social life? Because those are two very different things. Number 2, she's emotionally checked out. Here's the real talk. Attention doesn't lie. People naturally focus on what excites them, what moves them, what matters to them emotionally. So when a woman is genuinely feeling you, you can see it in real time. She leans in. She asks follow-up questions. She remembers the small details you mentioned 2 weeks ago like they were burned into her memory. But when a woman is using you, you're sitting right across from her trying to have a real conversation, and she might as well be on a different planet. Her phone lights up, and suddenly that's the most interesting thing in the room. You're in the middle of telling her something that actually matters to you, and you get a, yeah, right. And she's already scrolling before you even finish your sentence. And here's where a lot of guys mess up. They think she's just tired, just distracted, just having a bad day. But when this is consistent, that's not distraction. That's disengagement. Research from the Gottman Institute, and these people have spent decades studying what makes relationships work or fall apart, found that in emotionally healthy relationships, partners respond positively to each other's small bids for attention about 86% of the time. 86%. Meaning when your person reaches out emotionally, they turn toward you, not away from you. When a woman keeps turning away from your moments, she's telling you everything you need to know without saying a single word. She'll tune in when the conversation benefits her, and tune completely out the moment it doesn't. Once you start clocking that shift, it's hard to unsee. Number 3, she's only sweet when she needs something. This one stings because it's so subtle at first. For days, sometimes weeks, you barely exist to her. Texts are dry, replies take hours, the whole vibe feels distant and forced. You feel like you're the only one keeping this thing alive. Then out of nowhere, like somebody flipped a switch, she's warm again. She's laughing. She's engaging. She's texting first. She's saying, "Hey, I was just thinking about you." And right after that sweetness, there's always a ask. A ride, a favor, some money, an introduction, some kind of gap in her life that she needs you to fill. And in that moment, she becomes the most magnetic version of herself. She makes you feel seen, valued, important. It almost feels like the relationship is finally turning a corner. But the second that favor is handled, the warmth fades. The texts slow back down, the distance quietly creeps back in. What you're watching is what psychologists call instrumental behavior. She's not there because of who you are. She's there because of what you can provide in specific moments. And a lot of men confuse appreciation with attraction. They mistake temporary gratitude for genuine affection. But real affection doesn't come with conditions. Real affection shows up in the quiet moments when nothing is being asked for. When someone only shows up when they need something from you, that's not a relationship. That's a transaction. And if you're finding this video hitting close to home, do me a favor real quick. Hit that subscribe button right now and follow the channel. Because we go deep on male psychology, modern dating, and how to protect your value as a man. New videos drop regularly, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Now back to it. Number 4. She's using you for networking. This one is a little more calculated, so pay attention. Sometimes it's not about emotional support or small favors. Sometimes a woman is keeping you around because of who you know. You start noticing that her curiosity is always pointed toward your circle. Who's that guy you mentioned in finance? Is your friend still running that business? Oh, you know somebody in that industry? That's so interesting. At first, it sounds like casual conversation, but the questions slowly turn into requests. You think you could introduce us? Next time you see him, bring me along. In evolutionary psychology, access to status and opportunity has always been a massive social motivator, and occasionally someone will maintain a connection, not because they value you directly, but because you're the bridge to something else. You stop being the destination. You become the pathway, and you'll notice it in the energy. Whenever influential people or opportunities are nearby, she's fully switched on. Attentive, excited, engaged. But once that access is no longer needed, the energy disappears like it was never there. Some men get ghosted the second the introduction is made, the door is opened, the opportunity is secured. Because at that point, the connection served its purpose. If a woman seems more fascinated by your network than by you, take that seriously. When someone treats you like a ladder, the second they reach the next rung, they stop looking back down. Number 5. The relationship is completely one-sided. And most men feel this one deep in their gut before they ever say it out loud. You're the one initiating conversations. You're the one planning every date. You're the one adjusting your schedule. You're the one carrying the emotional weight of keeping this whole thing alive. You reach out. She responds when she feels like it. You make the plans. She shows up when it's convenient. You pay. She accepts. And somewhere along the way, you start rationalizing it. I'm just a provider type. I don't mind taking the lead. But bro, there's a difference between leading and being drained. In a real relationship, effort flows both ways. It doesn't have to be identical, but it has to be mutual. Both people should be investing something real into the connection. Equity theory, introduced by social psychologist Elaine Walster back in 1978, shows that relationships that become heavily imbalanced create growing emotional resentment in the person who consistently gives more. And humans are hardwired to detect fairness. When you're always giving and she's always taking, something inside you starts to crack, even if you don't say it out loud. And the worst trap men fall into? They overcompensate. They give more, try harder, invest deeper, thinking their effort will eventually inspire her to match it. But effort only inspires reciprocation when the other person is emotionally invested. If she's not invested, more effort from you just teaches her that she doesn't have to be. That's not love. That's extraction. Number 6. She keeps you hidden. When a woman genuinely values a man, she integrates him into her world. Gradually, naturally. You start meeting her friends, showing up in her stories, crossing paths with the people who matter to her. Because when you're proud of who you're building with, you don't keep them a secret. But when a woman is using you, You exist in a completely separate compartment. You've been seeing her for months and you haven't met a single close friend. You've never been invited to any gathering. You've never stepped foot into the real spaces where her actual life happens. Every interaction stays controlled. Maybe always at her place, always late at night, always in situations where your worlds never intersect. And you tell yourself, she's just private. But private and hidden are not the same thing. A woman who is emotionally invested slowly merges you into her life. A woman who sees you as temporary or purely useful keeps you carefully sealed off from it. Psychologically, this is called compartmentalization. Different parts of life kept completely separate so they never overlap. In one compartment, she has her real world, her ambitions, her friends, the future she's building. In another compartment, she has you, the man who provides certain benefits, the man who fills certain needs, and the two worlds never touch. That separation is telling you something loud and clear. You are not part of the future she's building. You're just a comfort she's using right now. Number 7, and this one hits hardest. The relationship never grows. Real relationships evolve. Not perfectly, not without friction, but over time something deepens. Conversations get more personal. Plans start including each other. You build a shared rhythm. You learn how the other person thinks, how they handle stress, how they show up when things get hard. Growth is the clearest signal that two people are building something real together. But when a woman is using you, that growth never comes. Weeks pass, months pass, and you're still at the exact same place you started. Same surface-level conversations, same emotional ceiling you can never break through, same patterns, same distance, same dynamic on loop. And every time conflict comes up, because conflict is normal in any real relationship, it ends the same way. She shuts down, she goes cold, she disappears until you're the one who reaches back out and smooths things over. Not because you were wrong, but because you're the only one trying to protect the connection. Nothing gets resolved. Nothing improves. It just resets until the next time. And slowly, quietly, you realize you're not building a relationship. You're maintaining a situation that serves her perfectly and costs you everything. Real relationships grow because both people are emotionally present. Both people care about strengthening what they have, and both people are willing to do the work to protect it. But when someone is only staying for the benefits, growth isn't necessary. The arrangement is already working exactly the way they want it to. Here's the bottom line. A lot of men think getting used is just bad luck. They think they picked the wrong person or didn't try hard enough. But the truth is, the signs were almost always there from the beginning. She avoided being alone with you. She barely listened when you spoke. She only showed up warm when she needed something. She was more interested in your connections than in you. The effort always came from your side. She kept you hidden from her real world. And months passed without anything actually growing between you. When you put all those patterns together, one thing becomes crystal clear. That's not a relationship. That's an arrangement. And the second you see that difference, or really see it, something shifts in you. You stop chasing. You stop overcompensating. You stop trying to convince someone to value what you bring to the table. Because a man who knows his worth doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't perform for validation. He withdraws his time, his energy, his resources. And the moment he does, the truth about the whole situation reveals itself instantly. Because when you stop being useful to someone who was only there for the benefits, they vanish. Every single time. If this video hit home for you, drop a comment below. I want to hear your experience. And if you're serious about understanding female psychology and learning how to move with real confidence in modern relationships, subscribe and follow the channel right now. The clearer you see these patterns, the harder it becomes for anyone to ever play you again.